Okay, so today we are in Old School, and we have once again another 1% internal. There are a few different players though. There's Almost Home, who is actually part of our FT group, and then we have Riaz, who is a former member. Caramelized just DC'd a little bit ago. So we're going to be waiting once again for the first minute or two. So I will get to talk a little bit about the Old School map. I believe personally that buying time is a very important thing in this map. I spend a whole lot of time under these and under those stairs. In the stairs way to the back here, because when you die there's not really a whole lot of room for the enemy to get out of there in a way that's convenient. So the best case scenario for them is typically to reset, but most of them are going to try to bring the ball back out anyways, so you usually have a whole lot of free time to work with, and it can be the difference between your entire team spawning at full health versus their team at half, or the other team scoring on you. So it's a very, very important thing. I also think an interesting mechanic is the bridges. Personally, I feel that backers or sentry players should probably concentrate on the bridges as well, as opposed to a rusher or something like that, because their primary focus needs to be ball control. It's very hard to get anybody dedicated to that though when there's so much going on. S4 is such a fast-paced game, and you just never know with this game what is actually going to happen. I have always enjoyed as an observer these strange floating lights that you don't even really notice when you're playing. I'm not really sure what the purpose of them is, but it's very funny to look at, to be honest, as well as this backdrop that doesn't really fit. And now we have Caramelized back in the room, and all of my nitpicking at the map is about to be over, and we have the first pickup by Kiss Me I Got Swag, who, by the way, is just Imperial Heather, so I am going to call them that. Alright, and we have a team fight in the back, and the ball has been reset, and we have Imperial Heather picking up the ball, and Imperial Heather is getting breaker spammed by Caramelized, who will now take the ball themselves and take it probably the short way, knowing him. Yep. And now we have DST with the breaker attack back. And we have MC Doppy, and I apologize for calling him Dopey previously, but I'm not entirely certain which one he actually wants to be called, but I would assume it's not the one that is an insult inherently. And we have Imperial Heather once again with the ball, just kind of bunny hopping here, trying to give themselves some room, and now using that counter sword to get up to the top, dropping the ball, but there's no one on their team to pick it up, so it just gets reset. We now see all of the beta team pushing at the same time, and Caramelized with the ball, and Caramelized is taking it down to the center. Appears to be out of SP, not really able to do a wall jump, but he is doing a lot of damage with that assault rifle, and now he's looking to drop the ball. Will Almost Home pick up the ball? Nope, it doesn't appear Almost Home was able to pick up the ball there, but we do have DST Champion with the ball, who is now stalling at the goal and resets it. And we now have Imperial Heather with the ball once again, keeping ball control for the Alpha team. Now is dropping under the stairs, not staying there very long. Personally, I would advise that they do, but they did still stay on the edge. And now we have Caramelized with the ball, Caramelized resetting, and it goes to DST Champion, and DST Champion is taking it towards the center with a generic attack here. He just seems to intentionally drop with the lasers, looking for Doppy to pick up the ball, not able to do that. And now Doppy delayed picks up the ball with the reset, and we see him hiding in this pillar. This is an interesting strategy I have not seen tried yet. it seems to be buying as much time as hanging under the stairs, if not more. And now we have Almost Home in a spam fight here, and Almost Home is able to get a kill. Riaz with the ball, and Riaz is taking the ball towards the enemy team goalpost, passes the bridge. Now he's under the lift there and manages to do a bunny hop into the goal. Alright, that was pretty interesting. I think that there wasn't really a whole lot of people alive, from what I could gather, in order for them to prevent Riaz from that attack. But we do have him with the ball once again, and Riaz is dropping it at the back wall. We now have Almost Home trying to do some defense on the simply charging Alpha team right now. Alpha team now taking it under the back way, still not using the stairs as I would normally advise. And now we have Caramelized resetting the ball, and it is now free game for anybody who happens to get there first. We have Almost Home trying to prevent Doppy from getting the ball, and DST Champion picks it up. Caramelized responds with his breaker, and behind him is Kiss Me I Got Swag, who is not able to get the ball because Riaz also has a breaker. They have two. Riaz is now with the ball, trying to bring it to the center, and he gets spammed. Caramelized with the pickup, though. Caramelized with the wall jump, still not able to stay up long enough to actually make an attack. Now we have Doppy with the ball, and Doppy is just trying to buy some time here, because if he is not capable of buying some time, his team will be in real trouble. He does reset the ball, and we see DST Champion with, once again, an attack towards the center. We don't see a whole lot of long way in this game. Now we have Imperial Heather with the ball, who misses the wall jump there and ends up dropping in the pit, when we have Caramelized with the ball, and Caramelized resets it anyway. Alright, so we have a ball drop here, and the living members of the... Okay, well, I guess that's irrelevant now since DST Champion has the ball. I was not exactly sure where everybody was, but it looked like something was not going to happen for a while. Now, DST Champion just kind of spamming, trying to give some room to his teammates, and now Imperial Heather with the ball, and Imperial Heather using that counter sword to get some space. Imperial Heather all alone, and with the score. Wow. Nice. That was a very busy play. But I think that DST Champion did a very good job at creating the space there. We have a ball drop, and we have Caramelized with the ball, and Caramelized is taking it towards the center. Doppy with that dagger, and he's bringing the Fumby to the front row here. Now going long. Will he use the stairs, or will he just kind of die? I'm not entirely certain. We see Caramelized with the breaker spam here, and the attacking team does go down. We see the beta team now using whatever space they can to get it out of their own area. There's 1:10 left in the half, so they don't really have to do anything other than just prevent the rush here, because they're not in a situation where they can actually attack. Their best hope is to just stall until halftime gives them a clean slate here. And Doppy is looking to die. Will he manage to do it? Not really. He's going back around. Now wall shooting. And him and Riaz having a wall shooting fight. And DST Champion with a breaker there. And DST Champion indecisive about what way to go, and that costed him a wall jump, but he still makes it into the goal post anyway. That was interesting. I mean, I think DST Champion probably should have just taken it to the short way at that point and just done the wall jump against the side, but he might not have wanted to risk that the smallest piece in the front of the bridge was up, because then you have to jump at a very particular angle. So at the end of the day, it worked out for him, but if he was gonna go long, he should have just went long. Alright, and we have halftime, and for our halftime, we see DST champion with 63 points and 1 touchdown, and then we see Riaz with 57 points and 1 touchdown. And we have 9 seconds before the half begins. I wonder if anybody changed characters. I was not personally looking at that. But that is, mind you, against the rules of S5, and this is being played under S5 rules. We now have Imperial Heather with the ball, and Imperial Heather is taking it the long way. And does drop it in the short area. DST champion all alone. Will DST score? DST scores. I kind of didn't follow that too well, but it looked like Heather took it long and then curled back around to the short way, and they were just doing damage, and they didn't really think that it was possible that Heather might have been wanting to drop, so DST was able to take full advantage of that and get a score. Alright, now we have Doppy with the ball, and Doppy is doing fuck all with it, to be perfectly honest. Does try to dagger lunge, gets himself killed, and now the breaker frees up the ball for DST champion, and he scores again. How fast-paced was that, folks? It's now 4-1, and this is starting to become a one-sided match. I do hope that it turns around for the beta team, because this is very difficult to watch. Now we see Riaz with the ball, and will Riaz take advantage of the pity that is now in effect? Pity tends to be at 3 points, just a very noticeable SP boost. Not so much where we get the big damage gains yet, but it can, for a rusher especially, make enough of a difference that can make the difference between, hey, I just got a touchdown, and oh, well, I have to play entirely different. See, when I feel like when you have the 3-point pity, you're able to do a lot more reckless rushes, because your worst case scenario is that it costs you and that they score and you're in 4-point pity, but your best case scenario is that you get a really quick touchdown. And even if you get into 4-point pity, you still tend to get a very quick touchdown right after that because of the damage boost. And we see the aggression pay off for Beta Team as it's now 4-2 and they are back in the game. Okay, and now we see DST Champion with the ball, and DST Champion is reversing it to the enemy side, spamming a lot of breaker, manages to take a lot of bullets, just completely soak them up. And now Riaz using that breaker. Amazingly, DST is still alive. We have Heather spamming Riaz, trying to prevent Riaz from taking possession of that ball, and managing to prevent it from resetting. I feel Heather did a very good job at buying time there, but Doppy did not seem to be looking to go after the ball. He wanted to wait for the ball to reset and just do damage, but it didn't. Like, I wouldn't say that's a poor decision, it just didn't work out for them because the ball did not end up resetting, so I would say that that was a fair bit of miscommunication from the Alpha team on that. But it does not matter because now we have Heather with the ball and DST in the center. Looks like there may have been some miscommunication again as DST did not come out to help. They might be resting on their laurels a bit here as soon as they got an advantage. That tends to happen a lot. And we see Caramelized with the ball, and he is taking it to the back way as the camera is jittering incomprehensibly. We now see Imperial Heather with the ball, and Imperial Heather is using Countersword to try to keep Riaz away. Riaz just looking to break her spam here. He's like, give me one hit, man, give me one hit. And we have Caramelized trying to pester Heather, but he is stopped by Riaz, preventing that. And we have Almost Home looking to do something here. Ends up getting outsmarted by Imperial Heather on that play, and even accidentally resets herself. That was unfortunate. And now we have Imperial Heather with the score. I don't need to really go into an analytics discussion about how that went down because you heard it. We now have Caramelized with the ball, who immediately gets hit by a breaker. And Caramelized is just trying to do some damage here and about to go down. He goes down, almost home, missing the pickup. And now we have Doppy with the ball, and Doppy is taking it to the Beta's side. And yikes, the bridge is still up. Doppy could potentially use that, and he is not quite quick enough. Caramelized with the ball, and Caramelized is resetting that in the hopes that a teammate will be prepared for it. Riaz was there, but he was more busy spamming DST Champion than actually looking out for the ball. So once again, it seemed like a panicky decision that just didn't quite work out. Maybe the reset was potentially a little bit late. I was not in their chat, so I would not actually know. And now we have Heather pushing, trying to get a score, not working, and now we have Doppy waiting where the ball is, probably trying to let his SP fill up, or maybe he just doesn't have HP, and DST Champion with the ball, and DST Champion attacking, DST Champion in the goal. Wow. I was kind of expecting Doppy to pick up the ball there, but it might have just been he didn't have the HP to feel confident in such an attack. And it pays off for him because DST Champion did manage to get that touchdown. We see Caramelized with the ball, and Caramelized is pushing it center way, and he drops it in a decent enough place. But the ball does manage to be reset. We have Doppy with the pickup, who got rev pushed hard. And he's dropped in a very convenient place for Heather. And Heather, missing the pickup anyway, does a wall jump against the back, still gets killed. And now somebody needs to take down that bridge, but they don't appear to be concentrated on that with 3 minutes left. And down 4. They need any score they can get, any way they can get it at this point. It's still a winnable game, but it would take a Herculean effort at this point. And Almost Home with the pickup, and Almost Home is getting their first real action of this game. Doesn't appear to have the SP to make a magical play, but they are almost home. Nice revo, and really, really close to getting it in the goalpost here. Almost home, living up to their name here. And maybe even exceeding their name, as they did not die at the goalpost. Nice work. And now we have another ball drop, and we have Caramelized with the ball, looking to do a fancy jump to get it back way. It doesn't really work out for him. Now he breaker spams the wall that he should have went up against to begin with. And he's just looking to die here. He's just looking to die here. Can he die here? Oh, no. No. Oh, wow. Finally, and Almost Home with the ball. Almost Home is just looking to score. Almost Home getting revoed several times and not able to really do anything. And now Doppy with the reset. And Caramelized with the ball. Oh my, Caramelized is attacking very dangerously. Not quite enough, though. And he's just chilling long. It's just not gonna work out for this team. And we see Almost Home with the ball, just getting dagger spammed, not able to do anything to advance the ball. They look like they intend to reset here. Caramelized with the pickup again. They are doing a good job at getting the ball on those resets, but that's been about the only thing that they've really seemed well put together on. I think both teams have been a little bit disorganized because most of them are playing together for the first time. And Almost Home with the pickup, and Almost Home is in the I guess you would say leftmost part of the map, and dies. We have Riaz here looking for an opening. Riaz with the wall jump. Riaz with the score. But too little too late by Riaz. This is definitely a game that his team has lost. And Alpha didn't particularly play wonderful to earn the win, but they certainly played well enough. I wouldn't know how to explain why they were better, because frankly it did not look like either team was organized. It might have just been an individual effort sort of game that time. And at the end scores, we have DST champion with 139 and Riaz with 121. And that is your lot, folks.